I've had the Galaxy S7 Edge for almost over a month now, and it's been a great experience so far. In my opinion, the Galaxy S7 Edge is the phone to beat this year. It offers a vast variety of features that are very useful for everyday usage, so I just want to briefly go over some of my favorite things of what I've enjoyed about this phone, and maybe some stuff that I would like to see different. If you haven't seen my full review about the Galaxy S7 Edge, be sure to click the link down below in the description. I'll go over more details about it, but I just kind of want to hit on some different points since I've had the phone for over a month now and I've had a more experience with it. First of all, I got the Galaxy S7 Edge over the S7 because of the screen size and also the bigger battery. Those two factors alone were worth the upgrade to me. I'm really not big into the Edge features, but they're there and I use them every once in a while. They're not features that I use on a regular basis, but like I said, I got the Edge because of the bigger screen. I'm a guy that likes bigger screens for my phones. Personally, I like the 5.7 inch form factor versus the 5.5, but 5.5 really is kind of like my minimum. That's somewhat the reason why I didn't really enjoy the HTC 10 as much, because it had that smaller screen. Prior to using the HTC 10 and even the S7 Edge, I was using the Nexus 6P, before that the Note 5. Those two phones alone have really big screens, and that's what I like. So once you get used to those bigger screens, it's really difficult to go back to something smaller than a 5.5 inch screen. As I mentioned, the battery life has been really good. I normally don't get into the battery life conversation because there's so many different factors involved. I promise you, I'll probably use the phone differently than you throughout the day. I'm on it a lot, I'm using it for everything a smartphone can do, whether that's watching videos, recording videos, taking pictures, emails, social media, all that fun stuff. I'm using it all day long. Long story short, it gets me through the entire day and I've still got some percentage left before I hit the sack at night. Another favorite feature of mine is Samsung Pay. Android Pay alone is awesome in itself, but Samsung Pay takes it to a whole other level. It is by far the best mobile payment system out there to date, and it's only going to get better. It's no secret that Samsung does a really good job in their camera department, and it's not an exception with the Galaxy S7 Edge. I've really enjoyed using the camera app is great, it's got all the features that you need in one app. Something I found myself doing with the Nexus 6P is that I had to download other apps to get the different features that I want to get out of a camera experience. I like to do more than just take an occasional picture or an occasional video, therefore I always needed to get something extra with the Nexus 6P. With the Galaxy S7 Edge and the Samsung camera app, I don't have to go through all that trouble, it's got everything I need in one app. In the past, I was the guy that would say that stock Android was the only way to go, it's the best experience for Android, blah blah blah. But in all reality, what I ended up doing for every phone that I had that was stock Android, I ended up having to add features to it to make it a better experience. Whether it's installing a custom ROM, doing exposed framework back in the day, I just had to do something to add simple features as like when I hold down the power button, I get more options than just the power off. It goes along with the camera app as I was mentioning before too. While it's nice to be able to add the stuff that you want, personally I just like stuff working right out of the box, and Samsung does that for me. But that doesn't mean that it's perfect. There's still some UI differences that I don't really care for, and a few little features that I don't use much at all, or if any at all, period. But I end up just basically disabling those apps that I don't use. As far as the UI goes, you got your theme store, there's some stock Android looks, and I can make my phone look like stock Android. Couple that with a Nova Launcher icon pack, and I got my fully customized device already. So for me, I can get the look that I want, which is like a stock Android material minimalistic look, along with a featured packed phone. Another thing that I'm really thankful for this year is that they brought back the SD card. I really like having expandable memory, just being able to pop in a memory card and get the storage that I want. I don't have to spend an arm and a leg to get the next tiered device, gig-wise, to get the storage that I need or want. It's a lot cheaper to go on Amazon and get an SD card for those prices versus getting a next level device because of storage. Call quality is still great. I love the HD call quality that it comes through when other users have that HD capability as well. It sounds perfect, it's wonderful, it's easy to hear. That goes along with the speaker as well. The speaker is nice and crisp, I can hear every phone call conversation. You know, every once in a while you have to use your phone for, well, a phone. As far as my complaints go, they're really rather minor, and you might have picked up on that when I did my 7 disappointments video about this phone. The complaints I have are minor, and that's a good thing, because if this is all I have to complain about, we're in good shape. A few of those things is that, yeah, it is glass back. I'm definitely thankful that Samsung went away from plastic, but I don't think glass was the right direction. I feel like I've got to cover this thing up and pamper it. make sure that it's covered head to toe so I don't get any kind of scratches or anything on it. I like to keep my phone in pristine condition, and the only way to do that is to cover it up. Now I know some people don't like to have a case or even a screen protector installed, but personally, I'll end up selling this device later down the road, and I need it to be in the best condition possible so that way I can get the best price for it. While I can help some of this, I can't help all of it, is that most of my status bar is taken up by functions, not notifications, but functions. As I'm looking at my screen right now, it is covered from Bluetooth to NFC to volume to alarm to 4G to my signal, battery, and then the time. That's just a lot of information up there that's really not necessary. I really would like to see in the future ways to turn those off if I want to. I'm always going to have Bluetooth on, I'm always going to have NFC on, and I'm pretty much always going to have an alarm on as well. So with me as a user, I know that those things are on, I don't need to be reminded that they're there. As far as notifications go, obviously that depends on how much comes in, but long story short is that it just gets really cluttered up there and I want ways to shut those kind of things off. But as far as how this phone has treated me, it's been a great daily driver phone. In my opinion, this is probably the best daily driver phone out there. If you can take advantage of all the features and all the functions that it has, you're gonna get some great experiences with it. The camera performs really well. You got Samsung Pay along with Android Pay. Great looking screen to take a look at games, videos, movies, whatever that you want to look at on the screen. The Galaxy S7 Edge is just an overall nice experience when using a smartphone. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I wanted to share with you what my experience has been like after using this thing for over a month. I plan to keep on using it until something better comes out. Let's just say the status bar has been set and I'm waiting for the next guy to come along and take Samsung down. I appreciate you guys watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please share it with your favorite social networks, and until then, stay techy.